tears fall on the altar. I'm a European. Patience is my daughter. Is this the Western dream? Defend our liberty. I'm a European, blood the holy water. I'm a European, Africa my mother. Is this the Western dream? Defend our liberty. What you looking at? Who you dreaming of? What you leave behind? Child of liberty, open my eyes. Defend Paris. Violence in my head. I'm a European. Violence in my head. I'm a European. Witnessing the fall from the perfume hand. Syria the fall where we feel.
I love playing that one. I love playing them all, mate. There's a song called Rain. Love playing that song.
Right.
And like I said, it's more about the vibe with this band. It's not like everyone's playing fast or fancy stuff. It's more about a groove
Yep.
and presenting it well, if you know what I mean. It's all about playing together. It's not anyone's showing off more than someone else kind of thing. It's a very... Someone might look at some of those songs and think they're just easy songs, but it's the way you play them. You know how we used to talk about that? Sometimes there'd be a simple riff and I'd be playing a really simple bass line.
Yeah.
But
Or-
because
or-
we played it a certain way,
Yeah.
it gave it all
Like the Ramones.
Exactly.
You're smashing them with a thing, and not so much as a...
It's the way they're hitting the note. Cliff Williams is a big one for me. AC/DC were another band like that. The way, the conviction in the playing together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That unit was so powerful because it was a unit. It wasn't just one guy up there being, you know, I know Angus is the front man and all that, but still the band was the power. And we, all us guys in high school, we were all fans of Malcolm.
Hell yeah.
That was our guy.
Yep.
He's still the guy
Downstroking. Yep. Yeah.
because of his minimalist, non-showy background.
Yep.
That was always a huge influence on me, was that, you can be the cool guy back. You can be the leader of the band, but not be the singer or the lead guitarist. Because Malcolm was kind of the first guy that sort of, I was like, it's his band. He's the captain. But he's in the background. That was always a big influence on me. And later on, it was JJ Cale. Chris and I became really influenced and really deeply in JJ Cale's music, and he's a similar kind of approach where he's more of a background guy, wasn't really in the limelight, but was just an immense talent and an immense songwriter, but very humble and almost self-effacing, like just not in the limelight. But to me, that was really inspiring, that you didn't have to be...
Or you can make such a massive sound out of small sounds.
Out of small sounds and being subtle, even subtle in your appearance and your presentation.
It's sort of a certain aggression
to
these small sounds coming out. You could be sort of...
I know what you're saying. I agree, mate. Yeah, totally. But I always appreciated the subtleties of music. And Chris, I mean, spending a lot of time with Chris back then, he kind of pointed out things, you know, like that. I mean, when we didn't even know how to play. No. Really, you knew how to play a little bit before me.
Oh, like not really, but we were that new.
I think we went around to Chris's house one day and we did a jailbreak session.
Yeah,
and we played it for hours.
And he could go do 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 wow no no, and we were like
whoa, and he's like, just play that E.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, I'm playing music.
I can remember that day.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go on too much about it, but Chris was a big influence.
Yeah.
I mean, I can talk about Malcolm Young, AC/DC, or these bands and all that, but really, and I was thinking about this on the way down here today to the Gold Coast, because I had the radio on and I was listening to Midnight Oil, and it was bands like that. It was Midnight Oil, the Hoodoo Gurus. That was such a big influence on me. Those bands, especially Midnight Oil too, because they were actually in the charts, but they had something to say.
Yep.
That was a big in high school. That was a big thing for me, that they was saying something in their music, but it was also like pop music.
Yep.
But it was rocking.
Yeah,
that was a big influence. And but you know what? The guys at school were like Chris and Damo and Steve. Sure.
Oh yeah. Robin Clements. I saw him this week.
Yeah, I'm in touch with Robin on Facebook all the time, and I was just like, whoa, these guys can play.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything. I just wanted to play.
You probably don't know the... I used to say, man, like Grant's the most famous thing that's ever happened to Rochedale High School, right? And then someone would say, yeah, but you're the Titan guy, right?
True.
In jokes. And we're going to go, oh, yeah, I'll take that. But you don't really realise that Brownie, remember, whatever that Jason... What's his name? Brownie? Jason Brown? He was in a cover band when we were in the...
He's a good singer.
Yeah.
He was in my care group.
He now runs like the Gig Factory. So I'm in this crap cover band trying to... He doesn't even answer my calls, the bitch.
What's the Gig Factory?
No, what I mean is like us. You're just getting on talking about a certain amount of these guys in this particular crappy little state school in Rochedale. We run the show now. We run like so many things around here.
Really?
Like, yeah, Clements is in a million like...
I know, I follow his Facebook.
And like, there's so many people that run things. It's sort of a funny part of town.
What's the Gig Factory?
They run like 20, 30 venues.
Oh, okay.
They've always been a booking agency. Yeah,
right on.
And I can't get gigs because we took the piss out of Brownie 20 years ago. Fuck you, Brownie. I don't need you.
I forget this is your show. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, man. Hey, I want to ask you something. Speaking of united bands, okay, you just did a lot of shows with Guns N' Roses.
Great experience. Great experience. And I would, anyone that was a fan back in the day, or even if you're not, if you just want to go and see a really entertaining live show, go in February. It's definitely something to see.
I love it, man. I love Chinese Democracy. That's a great record. Like,
I mean,
with or without him,
it's definitely a really inspiring show to see for someone that's a musician or something, because they're in top form.
Yeah, they got a cool chick keyboard player. Oh, she's so fine.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what?
It's a great band. It's a really great band.
Can you break it down for us punters though? Mm-hmm. Like, what's it like supporting? Because that you can you pinch yourself right now and understand that you got there in the month that Slash and Duff and Axl decided to work back together, and you guys supported that
It was
that's
exciting.
Probably the biggest thing that's happened in music for 20 years, kind of thing. Like, you know, really to a lot of people over here.
For rock fans, you know,
Yeah,
it was a big thing for people.
And we saw all of the footage of it. It was like, and it was shared millions of times. So, what can you dumb it down a shade for me, as Homer Simpson says? What happens when you load in and all that sort of horse shit to these big shows? Like, do you get trucked in and your gear comes in?
Let me think. Mexico City, we were at a hotel. Yeah, we just, you know, drive into the stadium. And, I mean, you've done these events. You've done events before. You know how it works.
It's not fucking Guns N' Roses, is it?
It's just on a bigger scale. Well,
Okay.
the Guns N' Roses world
Sound
was
checking.
very tight security. I mean, while we were doing these shows, there were terrorist attacks happening all over America at the time. So yeah, I remember being in Texas. I think we were playing Houston. No, I think it was the Dallas Cowboys. Massive stadium. Like, it's a huge stadium. But the security, it was, you know, we're in Texas too, so it was a serious thing. But it's great to see. But yeah, just police everywhere, sheriffs, huge stadium, and then yeah, you're back there, a lot of trucks, and there's a catering room and
that's what I wanna get
massage
into.
room,
Wow.
and a chiropractor, and they all had their own separate worlds.
Yeah.
The Guns N' Roses guys, but we're all sort of together in our own compound. I mean, it's just like any other gig sort of thing, just on a big, grander scale.
Yeah,
but
but it was more like that, without letting any,
There
like,
wasn't
technically
any-
and professionally, you don't want to let anything out of the bag in that way. But
nothing
that's what I want to know.
strange or weird.
Because they set up mini cities in the back end. Right?
They do, and it was a cool thing. There were a lot of artists and celebrities coming to the shows. That was a cool thing. Like when we played in Atlanta, they filmed The Walking Dead there, and I always forget the guy's name.
I don't
The
watch the
actor.
show.
I don't watch
Yeah.
the show, but he's a fan. He comes to our shows, and like when we did Dodger Stadium in LA,
Yes.
Malcolm Steve Young from AC/DC
Yep.
he was there, and I could hear all these little Aussie accents.
Hang on, Malcolm and Steve Young.
Malcolm, but Steve's the nephew.
Oh,
who's-
the replacement guitarist.
because Axel's in AC/DC, so they were at the show, and I could hear all these little guys talking.
Yeah, mate, I'll get fucked. Yeah,
Exactly that, Drew. That's exactly what. Yeah, man, and you know, where's the bar? Where's the bar?
these wankers.
But I looked over, and it was this mini Malcolm. I think it was a son or something. His son was there because it was. And I just said to one of my band members, I'm pretty sure that's AC/DC over there, or like relatives or something like that. So that was a cool thing backstage. Honestly, mate, it's all business. There wasn't, at this point in their career, in all of our careers actually, it's business, and putting on a good show is number one, you know, and they definitely delivered. So it was very professional, you know, very professional. Not a lot of shenanigans and stuff to really talk about. It's all very high level, very organised, very professional. I didn't really get exposed to anything that I could tell you, like, except for, you know,
which
seeing
I
some
could imagine too. It's not like the old days where you had one green room and
Yeah.
you shared that. I could imagine. I just sort of, without asking you directly, I wanted to know. Surely, you know, Angus and Slash, they're not actually really together. Come out and blast and. But it's probably a mass. Anyway, we'll get off that because you already answered it. But yeah,
No, I mean, I did.
But
think
what
of
was it
you-
like getting on stage
No,
with those
there were-
thousands of people, though?
It was amazing. There were a couple of times I did think of you. I was backstage and I looked around.
taking a shit,
and
and I was-
there's no. There was one night it was the Dodger Stadium one, and Slim Jim from
Hell yeah.
from the Stray Cats
Lives in Australia now.
I mean, in our green room before we went on at LA, I was sitting in a room, our green room, with Duff McKagan and Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols.
Oh shit!
And I played with Steve the other night. I thought of